there was something going on that needed to be investigated. The first sign I had was I broke my hip, and a very short while after that, I had what they thought was a stroke.
Over the years, my mom has just had general weakness, fatigue, eye issues.
No doctors knew what was going on, but my retinologist kept saying, "Believe me, you have something wrong. We just don't know what it is yet."
Within a few months, she had more strokes, and then that's where she eventually got diagnostic testing and figured out that she had RVCL.
RVCL, retinal vasculopathy cerebral leukoencephalopathy, a rare genetic disease that causes mini strokes in the white matter of the brain.
My name is Jonathan Miner. I am a physician scientist here at the University of Pennsylvania Perelman School of Medicine. In RVCL, people have what we would call a mutation or a variant in their genetic code. Typically what happens in patients with RVCL is they're completely healthy until sometime between the ages 30 and 50. When they start to become sick, they can have kidney disease, liver disease, and then disease affecting the brain and the retina. And if they don't have a genetic test confirming the cause of the disease, it's very easily mistaken for other diseases. Many of the families who don't know they have RVCL, they know they have serious health problems in their families because basically when you look back at the family history, about half of family members have been dying prematurely.
My mother passed away when I was young. Then I lost a brother in his 50s. I suspect my mother had RVCL because not many people pass away in their 40s.
The affected parent can pass on either their normal version of the TREX1 gene that they've inherited from one parent, or they can pass on the abnormal TREX1 gene that they've inherited from their affected parent.
With RVCL, it's a 50-50 chance that your children could have it. When I initially got tested, you have to go through counseling before you get tested, and they were very surprised that I wanted to know. And they said most people that have a genetic condition don't want to know if they have it, and they would just rather wait until they see the signs or the symptoms and then figure out if they have it, and that's not me. I wanted to know so that I could prepare and that I could also help my mom and be an advocate and be a partner with her.
Yeah, on the one hand, it's never good to hear that you have this devastating disease, but on the other hand, there's a real power in knowing the genetic cause of your disease and knowing what needs to be done.
When I first found out that I had RVCL, I was devastated because I already had one child. And so knowing that I could have passed it on to him was hard to know. When we were deciding to have more children, we definitely thought about the likelihood that this gene could be passed on, and we wanted to do everything that we could to not have it be passed on. So we did try IVF multiple rounds, and that was eventually unsuccessful for us. So we just had to decide that we were going to put fate in God's hands and just hope that even if we had a baby now, that life and science would be different in 30 or 40 years when this gene could eventually affect them, and that they would be okay.
If there's anything good about RVCL, it's that we know the underlying genetic cause, and now we have a very good handle on the underlying molecular drivers of the disease. And as a result of that, we know exactly what we need to do to develop effective treatments that will slow down the disease or even cure the disease.
Without research and without Penn and Dr. Miner, we would have no hope, and there would be nobody on our side trying to fix this. We would just have a death sentence, and this would be fatal in 5 to 10 years.
I'm really hopeful that a lot of the research continues. They have accomplished so much just in the last few years.
We are in an incredible position. In fact, this is a remarkable moment because we have an opportunity to take all of these advances over the last couple of years, which are all very promising, and make them a reality for the patients so that they don't have to suffer and die from this disease. So for me, the single most important motivator is the families, the patients, the promises that I've made to them, that I'm going to do everything I possibly can When I first diagnose a patient and let them know the results of a genetic test, I tell them there's still time.
There's so much support in genetic testing and genetic research and gene therapy that I just have all the faith in the world that this is going to be cured.
We know exactly what needs to be done, and it's just a matter of taking it to completion. That gives me a lot of hope.